United States and Guatemala, the 2025 CONCACAF Gold Cup. At the main table, we have the head coach of the U.S. men's national team, Mauricio Pochettino. A reminder, you must raise your hand for questions and introduce yourself with your name and the name of the media organization you represent. One note, the U.S. will now compete in its tournament record 13th Gold Cup final.
Hola Mauricio,
Hola.
Sanjay con Backfield. ¿Puedes hablar de la importancia de una experiencia como esta noche y especialmente los últimos minutos del primer tiempo y también el fin del partido? Gracias.
¿Me puedes repetir, por favor?
La importancia de una experiencia como esta noche,
sí.
especialmente el fin de cada tiempo. Sí.
Bueno, la experiencia fue increíble para este grupo de jugadores. Tener un partido como el de hoy. Primero felicitar el gran trabajo de Luis Fernando Tena en todo su cuerpo técnico y de todos los jugadores porque han hecho una Gold Cup increíble y hoy demostraron por qué estaban en semifinales, porque son la verdad que un equipo, un gran equipo que están muy bien comandados por su entrenador y felicitarlo por el gran torneo que hicieron. Hablando de nosotros, bueno, creo que nosotros empezamos muy bien el partido, que los primeros 20-25 minutos hemos hecho un partido, un comienzo del partido muy bueno, donde marcamos 2 goles y después ellos incrementaron el nivel. Siempre pasa lo mismo, ¿no? En este tipo de partidos, cuando vas ganando, el contrario siempre toma muchísimos más riesgos y normal que nosotros querramos defendernos un poquito más, retrocedimos quizás un poco, dejamos de tener esa fluidez en el juego cuando construíamos desde atrás y sufrimos alguna acción en la primera parte, el término de la primera parte. La segunda parte creo que corregimos algunos posicionamientos para tratar de evitar todas esas situaciones de centro que habían pasado en los últimos 10-15 minutos de la primera parte. Creo que controlamos mejor las bandas y evitamos esos balones que tanto contra Canadá o Panamá habían pasado. Así que creo que esos ajustes fueron buenos y en la segunda parte, bueno, también corregimos situaciones tácticas con el ingreso de diferentes jugadores de diferentes características, jugar sobre todo al último del partido, jugar con 3 centrales, sobre todo para evitar y tener la capacidad de tener más fortaleza en esa zona donde es decisiva, ¿no? Para no conceder goles. Creo que un mérito total del equipo haber conseguido estar en esta final y contentos por este pase, el crédito para los jugadores.
Hi, Mauricio. Steve Goff from the Washington Post. I wonder if you could discuss the tension and the stress the team was under in the second half, why you think it led to that, and how you felt your team handled it.
I think the second half we handled very well. From the beginning of the second half, I had to adjust some tactical things on the halftime. I think the team was, I think, control again the game. We didn't concede too many actions, clear chances of goal. I think all the big chances were for us. The problem is 2-0. Always is that feeling that always is you are in danger, no? And if you don't score the third, and that is the problem. I think we handled very well. I think that is amazing experience. I think this roster deserves massive credit to get now to arrive to the final, and now we need to prepare for the next game. That is the final game, and now to see Honduras or Mexico, 2 very good opponents for sure.
Jeff Carlisle here with ESPN.com. Mauricio, I was wondering if you could explain the decision to take Tyler out of the match. And it seemed like when McGlynn and Tolkien came in, it seemed like there was some confusion about where they were supposed to line up. What did you see with that?
No, confusion no. I think Taylor was after the game against Costa Rica, was feeling a little bit in his skills. Hamstring. And was really tired on the end of and I think we needed to do some change, not to take a risk, and of course give some fresh legs to to the game, and I don't know what the confusion do you think that you talk, because I think Sean was in the place of Diego Luna, because two number 3 or two fullback, Max and him in front in the same position, because Sean is a player that can play wing back or can play inside, how play in his team in Germany. And I think, and then McLean was the third midfielder because of, I think the yellow card about Luca de la Torre was in the moment to give some fresh legs in the midfielder. And then we play 1-4 in a defensive, phase 5-1. That was the three midfielders. Sebastian, was the holding midfielder. Malik and Shaq. I don't know where the confusion was. I don't understand.
It looked like Tolkien wasn't sure what.
No, they were talking because in this moment, the stress and the noise, and it was in a very difficult moment. What do you need to understand? It was in a difficult moment, and you need to come from the bench, and it's not easy. The rhythm of the game was really fast, and it's difficult to communicate because it's not easy. We can show the scheme of the sheet of how we put down. That is why I try to explain.
Hi, Mauricio. Congratulations, Doug McIntyre from Fox Sports. Diego, another big game from Diego. What did you make of his performance tonight? And, you first had him in January. How have you seen him grow from then until now?
Hey, he's improving. He needs time. He needs improving in international games. That is completely different than to play in your domestic league. And I think he's getting experience. I am happy. From January, how important was January, If now we talk to discover a player like him and to give the confidence, yes, Patrick is another. I think too many players that were involved there that sometimes you say is useless. People say it's useless. No, people say it's useless, but it's not useless. I think it's important for the national team, important for the team, very important for the country. I think I am happy with, like I told you yesterday, with the whole roster. I think it's amazing who play, who didn't play, or player like Walker now that can help in the last 5 minutes, giving the quality, to the experience to the team to defend well and to close the game. I think it's always important, to have a roster that is connected with the team. And then talking about the impact from the bench, I think they were very connected, and I am so happy in the way that they performed tonight, because it wasn't easy to come from the bench and perform. I promise. I was there very close, and it wasn't easy.
Derecha, segunda fila.
Buenas noches, profesor.
Buenas noches.
William Cordero para la red, estamos en vivo. Notamos que hubo un intercambio de palabras con el profesor Tena al finalizar el encuentro. ¿Usted nos podría compartir
Sí,
qué fue lo que...?
no, le expresé mi admiración por su carrera y por su trabajo. Creo que tiene mucha suerte Guatemala de tener un entrenador y un cuerpo técnico como tienen. Y también lo había escuchado en la rueda de prensa anterior de algunas tonterías, que se dicen, y dije, no cambies nunca, sigue así, porque creo que es un gran ejemplo y una gran referencia para todos los entrenadores que vienen jóvenes. Yo ya no me considero tan joven, pero yo creo que es un ejemplo para muchos. Creo que es el comportamiento y la trayectoria y todo lo que transmite desde el banquillo, creo que lo hacen un grandísimo entrenador. Y bueno, le expresé mi admiración, mi respeto por el trabajo que está haciendo, porque el equipo la verdad que ha hecho un grandísimo torneo, y también, expresarle que no cambie, que los que somos así tenemos otra visión, de las cosas como se tienen que manejar. Creo que el respeto profundo que él desprende tiene muchísimo carisma. Verlo yo por televisión y ahora verlo y encontrarlo en un campo, creo que el carisma que tiene y esa energía lo hacen un grandísimo entrenador. Le deseo muchísima suerte tanto a Guatemala como a todo el equipo de la selección, y en especial para Luis Fernando,
A la izquierda, en la esquina.
Hola, Mauricio.
Perdón.
Henry Bushnell from Yahoo Sports. You mentioned this earlier, sort of, but at 2-0, why do you think the team struggled so much to create more chances for a third goal that really would have put
I
the game
think
away?
talking about creating chances, I think we created one or two more than Guatemala. The problem that you are affected for the noise of the of the atmosphere of the pitch that is the problem. Every time that Guatemala took the ball was a lot of noise, and that provoked that is happening something important. But on the end, if you see the chances, our chances, we create more chances, big chances. That is a thing that sometimes is difficult to change that perception or that feeling, but the reality is completely different and the perception that we can get. And then today, I need to tell you that it was like to play in Guatemala, in Tegucigalpa, because unbelievable, the fans of Guatemala. I need to say, wow, unbelievable, because it was like not to play there in your country. And that was good for our player, because it was an atmosphere that we didn't expect and happened. And every time, I think the fans gave to you, to Guatemala, and an unbelievable energy. That is football. That is football. That is football. When we say the connection in between the fans and the team, that is the connection that we like to see in the World Cup. That connection that make you fly, because the energy that translates. We can talk about soccer, we can talk about many things, or different sport, but we cannot compare football with another sport, with another American sport, because that's football or soccer born in England. And then if you see the big teams or country that play, it's not play. Today, do you think that was a sport, two team playing and doing a spectacle? No. You play for something more. You play for emotion. You play for be happy, be sad. I saw players of the Guatemala crying. I said, you are in the good way. I said, congratulations, because you are in the good way. That is the way that we need to feel. And our fans need to feel the same. It's not to come here and to enjoy of the spectacle. And if you lose, nothing happen. Yes, happen a lot. Things happen because you play for your pride. You play for many, many things that I think I cannot tell you tonight. But I think it's good for our player. Because when we talk about culture, that is culture. To see your team, how fight, how come here, and how the fans behave. That is an important thing that we need to learn here in this country. But I am nothing to tell, that we need to do this or that. Only that sometimes, we talk about culture, about this, about that, but I came from Argentina, and in Argentina, it's not the same win or lose. The consequences are massive.
Mauricio, Omnisupon, USsoccer.com. When you talk about that environment, just how important was it for Diego to kind of set the tone with that first goal and with that emotion? You can tell that he plays with that pride. Just can you talk about like how he represents that for the U.S.?
When I saw him in Orlando and in Miami, I seen it's what I don't want now to take advantage of that he scored twice, 2 goals. It's easy now to praise him and to get the credit. I don't want to get the credit. It's his credit. It's the team credit. It's the roster credit. Only I try to provide with all the coaching staff when we arrive here is to try to see the things in a different way. And I think if I can put an example, is Diego. That is all that we expect from a player. Is of course after he score goal, but is that attitude, hunger, desire, everything, and then for sure the talent will appear. But that is what we expect from our athletes. Is that what we want? It's like before I said. Is win or lose, it's not the same. It's not the same. It's a lot of consequence. And if you go to play an sport only for fun, the rest of the opponent and the different country, you play for survive. You play for food. You play for pride. You play for many things. It's not to go and to enjoy and go home and laugh and that's it. You know. And if the moment that we now this roster, we start to live in this way, I think we have big roof to improve. But I think Diego was a good example that from January, how he is desperate to play for this share for the national team, and that is why now he's in the level that he's showing.
Diego Luna, at 21 years and 298 days old, is the second youngest U.S. M&T player to record 2 goals in a Gold Cup semifinal. The first, Christian Pulisic, 20 years, 294 days in the 3-1 win against Jamaica on July 3rd, 2019 in Nashville. All the way in the back.
Profe, buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Carlos Chicas de Nuestra Visión Arkansas y la Semana del Sur. ¿Creíste en algún momento, después de que Guatemala anotó el 2-1, que podrían remontar? ¿Y podrías hablar un poco de la influencia de la afición chapina para seguir motivando a la escuadra guatemalteca para poder remontar y seguir soñando?
Sí, yo tengo muchísimo respeto por este deporte, porque es el deporte que me lo dio todo, ¿no? Que me dio la posibilidad de conseguir sueños de un niño que estaba en el medio del campo en Murphy, en Argentina, y que si no habría sido por este deporte, por el fútbol, no podría haber conseguido todo lo que conseguí. Y por eso el respeto es máximo para Guatemala y para el partido. Sí, claro que pensé que en cualquier momento podía haber pasado algo diferente, por eso hemos movido el banquillo, hemos cambiado el sistema, hemos puesto un central más para tratar de contener más y defender, ser más fuertes en esa área donde se consiguen las oportunidades. Y bueno, creo que te contesto a eso y te contesto a que fue increíble los fans, ¿no?, de Guatemala, cómo han llevado al equipo y la energía que le han dado, ¿no? La verdad que para nosotros también es importante haber jugado en un ambiente, aunque sea aquí en San Luis, pero tener ese ambiente hostil, ese ruido constante cada vez que Guatemala cogía el balón en cualquier posición, en cualquier lugar del campo, bueno, hace que también ese estrés añadido hace que también aprendamos a competir mejor y a comportarnos de una forma deportivamente diferente, y creo que eso es, para este grupo joven, con alguna gente de experiencia, es algo que va a ser muy útil para el futuro.
So the head coach of Guatemala is ready, so we thank you, Coach Pochettino. A reminder, you can find the complete press conference on the CONCACAF Media Hub platform.
Thank you, good night. Buenas noches.